Hello, everyone, and welcome to metroTV. I'm your host, Andee Hoig, publisher and CEO of metroMAGAZINE. We have a great episode to you today all about Potawatomi in Southwest Iowa. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, hello, everyone. Andee Hoig here. And I am here with Donna Dostal. She is the president and CEO of the Potawatomi County Community Foundation. Donna, it's good to see you in our homes.
Hi, Andee. Thank you so much for having me on today. Yes, and welcome to my home in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
So excited that we worked together on our April issue. On the cover, a wonderful 16-page section in there all about Potawatomi County in Southwest Iowa. So just exciting things going on over there. I mean, we'll talk about COVID-19 at the very end, because that's kind of
here. I have my copy right here.
I love it.
It's a gorgeous issue. And, you know, not just our section, but everything in here is really great. And I love the section that Share Omaha has too. Very sweet. Yeah, with Abby and Turner Morgan. They're just amazing people.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, because a big part of, the piece that we did was talking about philanthropy. And what does philanthropy look like from an individual perspective?
Well, in Southwest Iowa, philanthropy is very personal. So we have a very strong community feel here, a very strong culture of connection to our communities, but also a strong affinity to the state of Iowa and to the metro area as a whole. It's interesting because folks will joke and say, you know, we're kind of a third Hawkeye, a third Cornhuskers, and a third Iowa State. But when you talk about philanthropy, we're all Iowa, and you know, just really making sure that our people are connecting and supporting the things that really mean the most to them, make them most passionate, and also are really building up our community as a whole, regardless of where that flows, because there is so much flow back and forth. We have folks that live in Iowa and work in Nebraska and vice versa. Mm-hmm. But building up our communities on both sides of the river is important to everyone, and having that strong affinity and connection it just shines through in Southwest Iowa.
So what are some opportunities, I'm just looking at my notes, that you see that's related to community involvement for families?
Well, so there's such a strong feeling of community in Southwest Iowa, and we continue to grow that. Certainly Iowa West has done an amazing job of building a community through their philanthropic efforts that, you know, people can really be proud of, and that continues to grow even outside of that. You know, all the way from the farmers market that 712 initiative sponsors on Thursday evenings in the summer, and our Celebrate CB, all of the, you know, the longest table celebration that happens in Avoca. All of those things are great opportunities for people to build their internal community and the community that's just right in their immediate vicinity. It invites people from all over the area. Within a 30-minute drive, you can be in small town, rural Iowa, and just feel like you're immersed in a Mayberry movie, or, you know, like Mayberry RFD, and Avoca, Walnut, all those places really do just scream that. And you get there and you feel that strong sense of community, all the way from little guys all the way up through the families and the seniors that are really strong and supportive of all the activities that happen in communities every week and every year. So much is centered around too the celebrations and the kind of the calendar-wide celebrations that really are traditional in our communities. And that is something that really just screams, come and visit Southwest Iowa, come and visit our towns and see what we have to offer. It's an amazing place to be. And, you know, I'm a transplant. I came from West Omaha, and just the welcoming feeling that I've gotten since the day I stepped over here and started work with the Community Foundation has been overwhelmingly positive and overwhelmingly just a place that I know that my husband and I are going to spend a lot of time.
So let's talk about some of the most exciting and compelling projects happening over there, because there's a lot happening.
There really is. So, like, once again, the 712 initiative, they work with Cheryl Garst and her team. They're working on a lot of community development, a lot of opportunities to build and grow businesses, all the way from, you know, maintaining and redoing the old buildings in Council Bluffs. They're really focused on CB, but as we move forward and move out towards, move east, one of the great projects that we have within just a stone's throw of here, about 20 minutes of Council Bluffs, is Impact Hill. Impact Hill, hold on just a second. I've got something right in front of me. Sorry.
Okay.
Impact Hill. Yeah, that's weird. Impact Hill. They took over the old Riverside High School in Oakland. And Oakland is one of the older towns in Southwest Iowa, but also an emerging town for new families to live and grow. And so Impact Hill is a place that brothers Dean, the two Scheckinger brothers, Dean's going to kill me, Kevin and Dean Scheckinger, and their wives, they took over, they bought Impact Hill and have been turning it into a community center where they work with kids during the summer to make sure that they're not losing their knowledge through the summer, and really working on STEM classes. But they also do intergenerational programming. They do quilting with seniors, and the seniors, they have this giant quilting machine, and they bring kids in to learn how to do quilting with seniors. And and they're serving like 50 different communities in a huge space. So Impact Hill is amazing. Michelle Franks, I think that you've talked to Michelle Franks, who runs Golden Hills Resource and Development Corporation. They are really working hard to make sure our streams and our outdoor amenities are strong, and they do a lot of investing in that. And so as a matter of fact, even our family has kind of caught on to fish the niche, go fishing the niche in Nabotan and doing fly fishing. So there's just so much fun stuff to do, and a lot of great projects that are making our community strong.
Well, I want to make sure, we've got about 3 minutes left. Want to make sure that we talk about Potawatomi Gives, which is coming up May 20th, a big day. So tell us a little bit about that, because
So yeah, Potawatomi Gives is the day of giving that we partner with the Omaha Community Foundation for the same day as Omaha Gives. And over here we have 108 nonprofits that are signed up for Potawatomi Gives. We have a special match that is even available for our Potawatomi nonprofits through the Iowa West Foundation, matching money. So when new donors give to nonprofits over here in Southwest Iowa that are registered through that, their money will be, a portion of that will be matched by Iowa West. So it's a great opportunity. We even got in on that action, and we have 6 businesses that are doing hourly prizes that only our Potawatomi nonprofits are eligible for. And then we are matching those 6 through the Community Foundation. So there's lots of ways that individuals can give to their favorite nonprofits that are doing work not only here in Pat County but across the region, and really make their giving known. And so to really amplify your impact, you can give through Potawatomi Gives. And then we're also matching 20% if someone adds to an endowment with the Potawatomi County Community Foundation, an endowed fund. We're matching that gift into an endowment at 20%. Okay. So that's a huge chunk to be able to really maximize it.
And so we'll just encourage everybody to go to your Facebook page, because I think that's where where lots of information will be coming up, and visit the website.
rpccf.org.
So lastly, let's just talk about COVID-19, because when we did this, there was not a COVID-19. And, as we were getting closer to going to press, things just were kind of unraveling at a very rapid rate. So yeah, we actually sprung into action, Andee. Thank you for mentioning that. We are partnering with several philanthropists in the Southwest Iowa region and several Omaha foundations to create a COVID-19 response for Southwest Iowa. Iowa West Foundation generously has promised $500,000.
We have Google has given 50. Peter Kiewit over here has given 50, 25,000 from Mid-American Energy. We put in 60,000 from the emergency response fund that we have. So we're really helping to make sure that people are fed, that they have money for their rent and for utilities and for those basic needs. And then from that, now we're really starting to look at recovery for our nonprofits and how they can continue to serve people throughout Southwest Iowa. It's a huge initiative, but so grateful to Iowa West and so grateful for everyone who has risen to the challenge that COVID-19 has brought forward in our community.
Well, I look forward to, because I'm going to have you back in a month or so, or 6 weeks, and kind of see where things are at with all that. We'll talk about how Potawatomi Gives, how that went.
Yeah, May 20th.
Where we're at. So again, so many exciting things happening over there, and I look forward to coming over and spending another day or a couple days and just enjoying everything that you have to offer. So
let's do it soon, Andee. Let's do it soon.
Okay. All right. Donna, thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day.
Thank you,
All right.
Thank you, Andee.
You're welcome. Bye. Well, hello, Andee Hoig with metroTV, and we have Pete Tulipana with us today, President CEO of the Iowa West Foundation. So, Pete, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So, we worked on an exciting project. It was the Iowa West Foundation, the Potawatomi County Community Foundation, and it's the cover of our most recent issue. So, really learning a lot about what's happening over across the river. But let's talk a little bit about the Iowa West Foundation. So it's a private foundation that operates like a community foundation. And why is that? Can you just give us a little background?
Yeah, sure. Iowa West Foundation, as most people know, began as a result of the gaming industry in Iowa, in Southwest Iowa, and the Iowa West Foundation and the Iowa Racing Association are partners with the casinos here in Council Bluffs. And so our resources come from the gaming community. Every casino in Iowa is required to have a quality service organization such as ours, and 3% of the gross revenue goes to that QSO on an annual basis. So when gaming was started in Southwest Iowa, it was really a community it was community energy that actually made that happen, the dog racing initially. And there were a great many community leaders who worked hard to bring gaming into the community. And so there's a lot of ownership around what happened as a result of that. And now in our 23rd year, the Iowa West Foundation is obviously a significant a resource and a significant player in terms of trying to bring resources to make things happen in Southwest Iowa. So lots of folks have an opinion about what's important. And so as a result of that, we are very intentional about going out to the community and saying, in our 4 areas of funding, what do you feel are the most important things for us to invest in? And we use that information very well, which is kind of like what a community foundation would do.
Right. So recently you surpassed $500 million in grants and initiatives funding. So talk to me a little bit about the transformational impact that's had on Council Bluffs and Potawatomi County.
Yeah, $500 million in and of itself is a huge amount of money when you think about the geography of where we're supporting. But when you think about matching that, most of our grants and initiatives are matched at least on a one-on-one. So that's $1 billion of resources that have gone into our communities. And the 4 areas that we fund in have all been just dramatically impacted. Those 4 areas are education, what we call placemaking, which is recreation and the arts, economic development, and then of course human service. And you can look in each one of those 4 areas and see just transformational. And just to give a quick example of one, in the area of recreation, we did a community survey of young people and adults in 2012. And in that survey, there was four things that were identified as the highest priority. A new YMCA, check. We have a beautiful new YMCA in Council Bluffs. A field house for basketball, volleyball, check. We have that. Trails, we have a wonderful trail system that we are incrementally implementing across Southwest Iowa. We've got a master plan in place. And the fourth one was a new indoor soccer facility, and that is going to be open this fall. Okay. So we really listened to the community on what they thought was important, and we've systematically over the last 7 years attacked those areas, and now we're going to go back out to the community and say, okay, we did what you said, now what's next?
Sure, sure. So let's talk a little bit about how the foundation, how you support the nonprofit community.
Yeah, very important for us to have a strong delivery system for nonprofits in Southwest Iowa, and to support the major amenities that really are regional amenities that we who live in Southwest Iowa benefit from. So our primary focus area is Pottawatomie County and then the broader Southwest Iowa area, and we support them in a number of ways. The first two that I think are the most important is recognizing that we really want to, for those that are a critical part of our delivery system, we really want to be part of sustaining their operations. But we also want to support them in building their capacity. So we have a number of programs that we have implemented in the last few years to really focus on being partners with our nonprofit organizations to understand what can we do, how can we help them to increase their capacity to build to achieve their mission. And we've brought in a national organization called BoardSource as one example, and we're now on finishing up our second cohort of nonprofits who've gone through, the CEOs and the executive committees have gone through a year-long process of understanding what it means to be and what you need to focus on in order to have a quality service delivery system for nonprofits. So operational monies and supporting their capacity building through BoardSource projects, or funding strategic planning, or funding consultants who can help them with specific areas that they're challenged by.
Yeah, I had the opportunity, Donna Dostal hosted a lunch, and I came over and was able to meet a lot of the nonprofits over there, and just a very vibrant nonprofit community, covering all different areas. So let's just talk. I always like to talk about kind of like what we're looking at the next 5 to 10 years. What do you see happening?
Well, if you had asked me that question a month ago, I probably would have thought differently about that, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
I just literally got off a call with a group from Council Bluffs who are looking at the reopening and the impact on businesses and our economy. And there's just a whole myriad of issues there that we're going to be paying attention to, I think, in the next couple of years, and trying to figure out what is the role of philanthropy in this, and how do we support, beyond supporting our nonprofit community, how do we support the reopening of our communities from the economic development perspective. In addition to that, I think we're going to be continuing to look at our 4 areas and incrementally building on those 4 areas. One of the things that you highlighted a little bit in the magazine this last month was the tremendous impact that philanthropy and strong leadership has had on our education system in Southwest Iowa. People don't know, but we have I think it's not enough people know, I should say, but we have a tremendous things happening in our school districts. A great example of that is we were ahead of the curve and prepared for COVID by having all of our kids have Chromebooks, and have had Chromebooks for a good amount of time. Yeah. So we are being able to implement that. So supporting our school systems and figuring out what's next and how does COVID impact that, and how do we continue to grow. I'm very excited about an investment that we've made on International Baccalaureate program, which is a high standard program, and it's now in 2 of our elementary schools and will be in 2 of our junior highs. And it's a wonderful, attractive standard to have for folks who want the best education for their children. That's one example of something that will continue to grow in our education system. And I could talk about those things in each one of our 4 areas.
Yes. Well, we're getting to the point where we've got to wrap this up, but really great information. And I encourage everybody who's watching this to definitely, you can read the magazine online at spiritofomaha.com. And again, it was just so great to have our team working with everyone over across the river, just doing exciting things. And it'll be great to see kind of what the future holds, COVID-19 and all, it just.
Exactly. There's no doubt that things are looking up in Southwest Iowa.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Pete, thank you so much for joining me today. And I will hope to see you soon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm here with Michelle Wodtke Franks. She is the Executive Director of the Golden Hills Resource Conservation and Development. Michelle, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Andee. It's a pleasure.
Well, there's a lot of exciting things going on across the river. We did our main focus section in the April issue of Metro Magazine is all about what's happening over there. I know kind of a little bit of a detour with the COVID-19 and everything, but let's just dive in and talk about really the quality of life and what is so great about the region over there.
Well, Southwest Iowa and actually Western Iowa is probably most noted for the Loess Hills, which is a beautiful stretch of bluffs that runs along the west coast of Iowa. And a lot of people drive through it from point A to point B and just don't take the time to really recognize what an incredible national treasure it is. It's a landform that you don't find anywhere else in the United States. And in typical Iowa, the only other place where you find that depth of loess soil in that sort of landscape is in the Yellow River Valley of China. And we had a contingent of partners that traveled there last year to start to forge relationships with researchers, environmentalists, to kind of share ideas on how Iowa has approached that compared to how China has approached protecting a very fragile ecosystem. I mean, the soil is called locally sugar clay because it erodes so easily. But it was created after the Ice Age when the glaciers pushed down into the center of the United States and melted and left these piles of this very rich soil in its wake. So the Loess Hills have always been a really important center point to a lot of the work that Golden Hills does, but it's also a place where people have myriad opportunities for recreation, everything from camping to hiking to hunting. There's a lot of interest in hunting deer and pheasant in the area. And it is important because the entire state of Iowa at one point was entirely covered by prairies. And there's only like 0.1% left of remnant prairies in the state of Iowa, and most of them are in the Loess Hills. So we have this treasure between Iowa and the metro area. And a lot of the work that we do is really encouraging people to appreciate it and use it and perhaps live in it. I mean, people that have homes in the Loess Hills it's stunning. It's a stunning place to live. But it's really a wonderful place to draw families and be surrounded by this nature. So the Loess Hills are very pivotal to a lot of the work that we do within that corridor.
So I want to talk a little bit. So what are examples of the alternative rural economic opportunities?
The Golden Hills was started almost 40 years ago by the USDA in response to the farm crisis. And our whole mission is to really help local communities identify their problems and their opportunities and provide backbone support to them to explore alternative economic drivers. Of course, agriculture is big. Agriculture is our primary economy, but there's a lot of other things that small towns can do and leverage based on their existing assets. So for the last 6 years, we've helped coordinate the Southwest Iowa Art Tour, which is a way of elevating the incredible creative talent that we have in our small towns in the area and linking a self-guided tour among all these communities and then back to Council Bluffs to try to give folks from the metro area primarily an opportunity to explore and see what our quality of life is like in the small towns and pick up some amazing art and get to hear stories from some very talented people that live in Southwest Iowa. Last year we had about 90 artists participate and 12 communities. And we're planning to do something this year, but COVID-19, it may change that a little bit. But it usually brings in about a $200,000 impact for a lot of these communities. And it's important to, and it's actually launched a lot of other initiatives. Little galleries have popped up. Restaurants have seen that there's a reason why people want to come to small towns. So that's fun. We're also working with the counties of Harrison, Potawatomi, and Mills through a project called Parks to People. And this is a collective impact project where we are working with multiple partners to expand, enhance, and develop the outdoor recreation infrastructure within those 3 counties that horseshoe around the metro area. And so that includes expanding cabins at our county parks, building a connected trail system for biking and hiking. And one of the projects that we, in partnership with all of this group, is last year we helped create Brent's Trail, which is in Harrison County. And it's a true Appalachian trail style hike that covers 4 miles on the ridges of the Loess Hills. And when we opened last June, I think we had around 200 people show up to celebrate that. And it's actually been a really tremendous resource in the time of COVID-19 where people can walk in isolation, they can take in the nature. And so really our idea is to really be the cheerleaders and the driving force to get partnerships to happen across county lines and to find ways that we can maximize outdoor recreation as a way of maybe enticing private businesses to come in and think about being outfitters or finding ways to leverage that opportunity.
Well, we've got like about 30 seconds left. How can people, is there a website that they can go to, or how can they find out more?
We have a pretty active presence on Facebook and Instagram. Look for Golden Hills RC&D. Yeah, and our website, which is goldenhillsrcd.org. And we do a lot of blogging and a lot of information, and I would recommend people check us out there. We'd love to have them follow us.
Well, I definitely am going to head over there and take a look. I'm one of those people that just drive through and then you just don't realize. So thank you so much.
You can drive too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle, for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Go to our website, spiritofomaha.com. You'll find additional COVID-19 updates on there, and also be sure to subscribe to our e-newsletter. So we'll see you back here next week. Be healthy and safe, my friends. Bye.